That car is fast. That 16, I think he ended with, I want to say 3 wins. He had 3 wins on the season, is that right? Okay, 3 wins. And I don't know how many seconds, but it was a lot.
He was a bridesmaid a lot to that 74 machine.
It was but when he won, 7 times he was second. I said 8. 7 times he was second. So you take away that 74 car, and he's got 10 wins. You see what I'm saying? That's how. But when the last third of the season, that 16 car got dialed, and it was fast. I mean, he was
dialed right out of the gate. And I think there's something about that car that it likes moisture in the track, because you look at the data here. You know, I'm going crew chiefy on you, not on karts, on big cars. But right out of the gate, he won the first race of the year. Then he picked up his second win on the 2nd of September. His third win on the 16th of September. I mean, that car, I think, and Chris as a driver likes a little bit of moisture in the track.
Oh yeah, he was fast.
Whereas Dan Dybel, he wants that thing as slick as possible.
And that's exactly it. And then there was a whole lot more of that.
But that's what Willamette Speedway is known for.
So you called him a bridesmaid, and he says, "Screw you guys." And that wasn't that was widescreen, Chris, not us, but
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he did. He actually he won that race in the rain. Remember that started raining that night? Yeah. He was like, he's like, "Oh man, I don't know if we can do this." And then he told me in Victory Lane, he says, "Man," he goes, "it kept raining and the car kept getting better and better." And I was like, "Come on, let's go.
Let's have some fun." 5th place went to the 55 of Dave Miller. Consistent year. You saw improvement out of this driver week after week.
He did. He is one of those guys in this class this year that really stepped up and is really developing. Last race of the year, we're out there talking. We're putting together the challenge. We're going to talk about that later on. But he comes up to me and he goes, "Man, 7 years. 7 years of race, and I finally make a dash, and they don't do dashes tonight." He was so upset. I felt bad for him.
I remember that.
You know, he's one of the nicest guys at the racetrack, and I felt bad for him.
Yeah. 4th place, rookie driver Doug Elkins.
That guy out of Salem, Doug Elkins, we didn't know anything about him at the beginning of the year. Didn't know anything about him. Thought, well, we'll see what this guy can do. First couple of races, it was kind of like, oh, man, he is a rookie. It showed. The end of the year, he was racing for the lead. I mean, he was up there, and he's
a quick learner.
No doubt about it. I got to give that guy props. One heck of a job over the last half of the season, especially. He started coming in, and when we were talking about him, he was racing up front. He was making the dashes. I think he even won a dash or two over the season. I mean, he really, you talk about a guy that made strides, that was one of the guys that did it.
You had a little confidence. You had a setup. Everything. You can obviously get up front, There's no doubt.
There's a truth to that. 3rd place, defending track champion, Randy Barley. There's a guy, I don't know what happened with Randy this year, but I know what happened. That 74 machine showed up to the racetrack.
It's not just that. You look at that field of cars this year.
Yeah.
Tough field.
But he fought through it, ended up 3rd in points this year. Another one that surprises me, and I will say this right now, the 2nd place in points surprises me. From where we saw the 99 machine of BJ Donofrio at the end of last season to where we see it today, 2nd in points as the 2017 season came to a close this last weekend. I never thought I'd see that. I mean, he went from being very loose, almost the car didn't look like it was under him, like it was just rolling on ball bearings. He'd always be tailed out, too tight on entry, too loose on entry. He just couldn't get this feel of the car right. This season, towards the end of the year, he got that car under him. It stayed glued to the ground.
Why?
And glued to his seat. Experience and setup.
You think so?
I would say
that's got something to do with it.
I would say that. What do you think?
I can tell you in 2 words.
What?
The same as all those reasons that the Swartz cars are fast.
Norm Davis.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that BJ didn't do a great job. He did. He definitely, as a driver, definitely improved. Hands down, most improved driver of the year in the Super Sports goes to Doug Elkins. I got to give him. I got to give him that. That's my opinion.
I would give it to BJ Donofrio.
Really? Okay.
I would give it to Donofrio for from where he came from. Even though
I understand where you come from. It's fair.
From not being being barely off his rookie season, if you even want to call a couple races or 5-6 races a rookie season, to where he sits today, the leaps and bounds that he made over the 17 races this year for the Super Sport division, hands down, I'd give it to him in a heartbeat.
Really? See, I would go with Elkins.
What about you, Dom?
I'd go with Dom because I don't have a trophy yet.
Of course, the number one position in points went to the man, the myth, the legend.
The Dominator.
Or the Daninator.
The Daninator. Total devastation. Did he have 10 or 11 wins? I think 10 wins on the
2,
season.
4, 6, 8, 9.
He won the last race of the year.
9
Okay,
plus.
9 plus the 3. Yes, there was 2 wins in that car by Jordan Wright. And
They went to him. They went to that car, but he had the win at Cottage Grove. 10 wins this season for the Super Sport 74 team.
He had 10 wins at Willamette.
I'm just reading off the data I got, dude. I can't fudge that. But
that car was, I don't even know what to say about that car. Dialed. It was, they had it all figured out, and he kept saying, it's getting faster, it's getting faster. I'm thinking, it can't get faster. You're just killing this class. And he's like, we're working on a couple of things. It's getting faster. It's going to be faster next week. And every time he said it, the car got faster.
He put it all together this year, and it's really good to see out of Dan.
But this is what we're talking about. Going back to the Ryan Emery discussion we had, Dan Dybel as a driver. Okay, his driving improved immensely. Yes, good driver. We know that. It got a lot better. Here's where Dan got better. Dan got his nose in the books, started learning setup, and started communicating with Norm Davis. Norm even told me there was a couple times this year where that car got just really fast. You could see there was a change made. And I would ask Norm, what'd you change? I didn't do it. Dan made that call. Dan has become a student of these type of late model cars, and that's why he loves them so much. He's supported the late model type race car heavily over the last couple of years, but he really has become a student, and I think that it's Dan's mind that is absorbing what these cars do, the change you make, and what it affects. That is when drivers get really, really good.
I agree.
And I think that is what we watched with Dan Dybel this year.
But all in all, I think this year the most improved class as a whole has to go to the Super Sport class.
No doubt. No doubt. Last year we couldn't get past 8-10 laps for a main event with all the cautions and the wrecks. And this year we had a couple races go flag to flag.
And we're all sitting there and, common practice when I was out there with Extreme. Oh, here come the Super Sports. Tighten up those bootstraps because we're going to be busy.
Yep.
They proved us wrong.
Yeah, clean racing.
Well, there was times this year during the Super Sport races, I wish we would get a caution because the racing was good. You always had something to talk about. You start losing your voice. You're like, come on.
I'm sure there were some racers that wish there would have been some cautions too.
Yes. Yeah, it was a great, great year for that division of cars.
You want to talk about modifieds?
Let's talk mods.
Mods. Let's see here. 10th place in your modified points at IMCA Modified Division, Matthew Drager.
See, this surprises me. Where did he finish in points last year?
5th.
5th in points.
3rd.
Make up your mind.
3rd.
3rd in points.
I believe.
Yeah, because Rod was 2nd.
Yep, 3rd.
To see a guy, and Matthew's got a quality race car, not a bad driver, pretty darn good. Got some wins, won the Strawberry Cup last year, nearly won it this year. What was the difference from 3rd to 10th? How many? I know there was some races he wasn't there. I think,
some.
How many was it not?
I'm just counting them here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, he missed that many races.
So he made 8 races and missed 8 races. He was there 50% of the time.
I didn't realize he missed that many races because when he's there, that car, and you from the Moxie Tower, when it's on the track, you always, I don't care if he's going into turn 1 and you're looking at turn 3, you know where that car is. It is so bright. So, and I guess that when it's there, you always see it. So that I didn't realize he missed that many races. I really didn't.
Yeah, Rod did the same thing this year. He just went fishing a lot and said, I'm going to race when I want to race. Last year he put it hard to get 2nd, and he just said, I'm going to relax and do it. We'll race when I want to race.
Yep. Sam Potter finished 9th.
Sam probably will be here in just a little bit, too.
I think we just heard him.
Is that you, Sam? Come on
Get
up.
up here, Sam. Get up here in the AMCO Transmissions Total Car Care studio.
Come on up.
Oh, my gosh. You know, when your show gets hijacked.
Yeah, he's down there eavesdropping going, okay, what are they going to say about me?
Yeah.
Sure. He's been down there for the last half hour. So, he shows up with cold drinks. Look at this.
Look at these guys. I mean,
Amp.
Hang
So,
on,
Sam,
guys.
your first time here to the Northwest Dirt News Total AMCO Transmissions Total Car Care studio.
And we just said your name, and you happen to show up. I mean, it's like deja vu or something.
That is the truth, though.
What do you
It
think
really
so
wasn't
far?
a lie.
What do you think so far?
It looks great so far. Just walked up here, though.
You got to turn this mic on.
Yeah. There we go.
That'll help.
There we go.
Hey, now we're working.
Now it looks great.
He brought Phil Lavorne with him. So, one of the pilots of the AMCO Modifieds. Let's
I'm
talk
one of the
about
lucky
your
ones.
season.
This season was a long season. We didn't have very much luck, but it was fun. Learning the new car. A lot of struggles, but we think got a lot of it figured out, and hopefully next year we'll be faster.
And I think with any new car, that's part of the game. And these cars are so advanced now. Learning these cars, it's not something you just get in the shop, put them together, and go to the track and make a couple adjustments. It's not like the old days.
No, not like the old days at all. My excuse is I'm going to say that I raced on the asphalt for too long, and I have too many bad habits from asphalt. So I got to unlearn all that and figure this trail braking thing out. But my big goal for next year is to make the beer cup. That's my number one goal for next year.
Listen to that. This is what we talked about this last week. How big this beer cup thing has become. When you got drivers saying, I'm not going to go out and race for the championship. All I want to do is make the beer cup. I think that's a statement on what this thing's becoming.
It's 6 laps to prove who's got the biggest set of kahunas.
But the coolest trophy.
Exactly. It's all about the trophy.
It is
The
a cool
trophy's
trophy.
killer.
Now, there's already one. There's already one at the store in Corvallis. We're here in the new Lebanon store. Great-looking store, by the way. I think you guys are going to have some success with it. Phil, grab a mic, jump in. Want to say thanks for having us here in the AMCO Transmissions studio.
You guys are always welcome. I'm glad you like the new place.
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome, and I think your location right here at by Jack in the Box on Main and is this airport, Main and Airport?
Correct.
Awesome deal. I mean, you guys are going to be busy.
We've had to put a lot into it, and the place has been empty. It was the old Hickox building. It's been empty for a long time, and then the new guy that just bought it, well, it's a investment group doing all the new construction, so we're having to deal with them.
Okay.
And but yeah, it's coming a long ways. Knocking a lot of cobwebs off and putting in a lot of new elbow grease to it.
So you're going to keep the race cars here since it's closer to the track?
Some of them. We're keeping the
Some
bullpen.
of them. There's like 14 of them.
The bullpen is part of our lease agreement, which is the fenced area beside it. And
okay.
So that's part of the lease agreement. So once the construction guys are done using it to hold dirt, that becomes our race car storage unit most likely.
Very
so
cool.
The ones that don't need work, we'll take there and just leave them there. And
perfect.
All season we were leaving some of the minis at the track. Some of the Hornets would just stay at the track. If they didn't need work, we'd just leave them there in the campground, and made it easy for us. So we weren't hauling so many cars. Since
right.
We got 9 of them.
Yeah, you almost need a full-on.
You just need to get a AMCO Racing semi.
As soon as you fund it, we'll get it.
Yeah, see, that's the problem.
Hey, I'm just the ideas guy. I'm not the financer.
Yeah, we got enough tax write-offs this year. We're good.
No kidding.
But I mean, with this building here, you've got 2 bays. It looks like 3 bays.
There's actually a long bay on the other side that you guys haven't seen. It holds a motorhome. We were putting a drive-in lift in there. We haven't got it in yet, but it's going to be able to, so we can service motorhomes, school buses, utility trucks, anything. So that's going in probably in the next month or so.
Very cool.
We got 2 of the 2-post lifts, which you guys have seen, and then a build room in the back as well for building transmissions there. So
it's an awesome facility. We're going to be working out of this one and at the Corvallis store. We'll be kind of back and forth over the year with the new AMCO Transmissions sponsorship. The partnership with these guys on Northwest Dirt News. It's going to be fun. You guys, I got to tell you, you guys are a fun group of people. I didn't know what to expect coming into it, but you get out here and it's just kind of like, welcome to the family.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Mama's Family on TV. Remember that family?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nope.
It's well, you're pretty young. It's fun. You guys seriously are a great bunch of people.